All right. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever it is where you are. Welcome to Speed Gaming 3 and this Link to the Past Randomizer League match. This is week 2 open defeat Ganon between Rayvis of Team Hime and zer0rush of I Like Big Boots. My name is Tyler Salt. Here in the virtual booth with me is Westside Vandal. Wes, how are you doing?
Doing all right. Been a while since I've been on commentary, so it's nice to be able to get the feet back in with what should be a pretty good matchup. If memory serves me, Team Hime defending champions from Season 2, correct?
No, that was a Team Sugoi, Team Awesome, unfortunately. So I can see why you would make that that conflation, but at any rate, our defending champs have disbanded, so we're gonna have a new winner for this year. But we got Rayvis and zer0rush for us here today, and they'll be getting started shortly.
Okay. Yeah, this should be pretty even matchup. As all Invitational League matches are, these teams were handpicked by the admins to be in this league, and I've seen a few matches, and they've all come down to just one or two things, and unfortunately, in one case, Rando being Rando, but this should be good, so I'm excited.
Yep. These teams are in the Lost Woods division. You can see Team Hime with 3 points. They won one of their week 1 matches. I Like Big Boots still looking for that first win, those first points here in the regular season. Will this be the day? We will find out together, friends.
Here we go. zer0rush gonna start at Link's house, and Rayvis gonna start at Sanctuary. So immediate route divergence. Nothing paying off as yet, but not usually something you see early.
We saw a map check there. Yeah, pendant, green pendant Eastern, I believe that was. Pendant Hera and a regular crystal up at a Desert Palace.
Concur. All right.
So this is, as I said, week 2 of the ALTTPR League. This is an open defeat Ganon 7-7 seed. All of them here in week 2 are 2 matches per week per team here, and winner gets 3 points for their team.
Uncle with the mushroom. Don't want to know why you had that in your pocket, Uncle, but okay.
You never know. You never know when you're going to need a mushroom. Bring it with you wherever you go.
Kind of curious why he didn't use it. He could use the power up, right? Oh wait, wrong game.
Wrong game.
Yeah. So one thing I did notice, zer0rush was trying to check out what the tree pole was before going into the Uncle drop down. Had to abort because he was about to die.
Yeah, I got bullied by those guards a little bit. So he should be able to do this tree pull head up here. We'll see if looks like Zero is going to give us a lumberjack check, which is something that Rayvis did not do. Rayvis found no money, no bombs, and so saved and quit, and is running down here to farm some bombs down south of the Grove. Just hearts from that tree pull.
Did also see Rayvis did find the cape. And oh, the bush crab with the 8-pack. So what is the single arrow of destiny is on Lumberjack.
Rip the single arrow today. We're not going to be seeing that.
Nope. We're also not going to be seeing race game, I don't think. 20 rupees, not really worth the side trip.
Nope.
All right. Are we going to need to come back and perform vandalism on the library? Nope. Just a little piece of love.
All right, both of our runners have that cape now. We'll be making their way into Kakariko Village from opposite directions.
So we'll probably see a bit of a high five here shortly. Bombs in the tavern for Rayvis.
Yeah, that's nice. You don't need to buy any. Well, not that Rayvis had the money for it, but don't need to buy any. Don't need to go to the bomb hut to farm them. That is enough bombs to make it through the village at the very least.
nothing interesting in the chicken hut today.
Before we get too far, I want to quick shout out to 2D Tones, who is our tracker today, the unsung hero of every rando restream. Clicking the buttons to make sure you remember what is going on. So thank you, 2D Tones.
Here so far in Blind's basement.
Yeah, so far, not a whole lot going on here in this Kakariko village at all.
All right. zer0rush gets the bow and the bottle out of Blind's basement. There was, I thought I also saw a heart container. I might have been conflating that with something on Rayvis' side. All right. Now we're going to see the well here. I was conflating it with something on Rayvis' side. There's that full heart container in the first chest and waterfall. And Moon Pearl.
All right, Moon Pearl and Bow. Looks like is what I heard there. Reporting in chat that the bow is in there. Didn't think that I saw that, but I could be wrong.
All right. So already kind of seeing some. Sonic went too fast. I mean, accurate. Already seeing just kind of some duplicate checks, but that's to be expected here in the early part of Kakariko. We're going to see a virtual high five over getting the bottle deposit back from Lazy Kid.
All right, we did get a bow here. Rayvis' stream is back. We'll be making his way over to Eastern Palace. Is going to skip out on Saha first and go straight to Eastern, planning to full clear that and make one trip into Saha. Eastern, of course, being the green pendant dungeon.
The vanilla green pendant today.
Heck yeah.
Meanwhile, zer0rush gonna go a slightly more traditional route. Gonna make those South Shore checks, starting with the Hyrulean Dam here.
I sort of like this play by Rayvis, honestly. Like, you know,
oh yeah, no,
if this were a crystal, I think this would be a no-brainer to go do this first. But especially it's the green pendant. You get an extra item here that's 7 items essentially out of this walk here, which is just as good as the South Shore, and maybe in something that maybe he thinks his opponent is unlikely to do. So if something comes up here in Eastern, that could be a nice advantage for Rayvis here early on in the seed.
Indeed, and something I've seen pointed out a few times in other races. Well, there, case in point of what I was about to say. There's usually something in a crystal or a pendant dungeon we've found in V31, and well, case in point, flippers right there.
Yep, hard to bank on it, but it does seem to happen a fair amount, often in pod. I would say that's the meme, is that there's progression in pendant pod. But pendant Eastern coming up for Rayvis right now. Those flippers are going to be nice to have. Probably going to be required here. We got 2 pendants in the light world, which means it is likely that swamp is going to be a crystal.
Look of Medora and Powder and Boots in Mini Molorm Cave.
That's really good for Hero. And the Fire Rod in Eastern Palace Big Chest as well. So that puts Armos squarely into logic. But I think...
Go ahead. Sorry.
Given where our runners are, I think I'd rather be Zero. Having the boots is going to make his eventual trip through Eastern Palace a little bit faster. So we know that Rayvis is going to have this stuff early, but it's not like it's things that are important, but nothing necessarily that makes anything a little bit faster.
Well, Rayvis is going to have to watch out here. Down to half a heart in this dark room.
Makes it through. Whew.
We're going to kind of have to watch his back here for a room or two.
Looks like zer0rush set up a water walk. So is going to do some of these water checks.
And this is what I was going to talk about earlier when I almost talked over you, is with those boots and the moon pearl, able to do the water walk, going to do Zora checks, and I was especially going to say if zer0rush happened to find 20 rupees down here to make Zora be possible, paying off the King of Scams, that's going to sweeten the deal. A shield, not the best, but not the worst.
Zero did not store the water walk, and so is going to have to do splash delete or some kind of shenanigans if there ends up being something on the Zora ledge as Rayvis does the nice Armos quick kill for that green pendant.
All right. Now, bows and bombs, one of the trickier, for me at least, water walks to do. Or not water walk, splash delete. But we will see if it's even going to be necessary here. Hey, there's our money to pay off the King of Scams. Speaking of money, just 20 rupees for the pendant turn in, but glove, lamp, and a sword in Saha's closet.
Saha is the answer today.
Good
just
gracious.
50 rupees on the ledge, so nothing for Zero doesn't need to worry about splash delete up here.
Nope. So both routes paying off. Bombos from Zora. Hello.
All right. So our runners are going to have to do what the other one did here. So we'll see if Zero ends up doing the same thing that Rayvis did and skipping Saha first and going to Eastern. That would not work out right. Not work out very well. And is okay. Zero's going in to turn in the mushroom here.
Nice little fake flipper there. Rarely seen.
Yeah, not normally seen in open. That is a classic cross keys fake flipper. You do that right at the top to get up to the witch's hut and over to start checking a drop down or two. But you don't normally see that outside of entrance.
Looks like Rayvis gonna go ahead and check out the Dark Cross here. And pull Quake. Just 20 rupees for the mushroom turn-in today.
I think if I were zer0rush, I would have done a hard reset there.
Well, we have powder, though.
Oh, that's true. We do have powder, so never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about saying the same thing, and then I realized, no, he has powder, so that's not going to be an issue here. Looks like zer0rush is going to be making that Eastern play, but really there's not a whole lot more he can do at the moment. I mean, he could go to Desert.
We'll see right here, right? He's gonna get the glove and the book and a sword right here.
Fair.
Or sorry, the glove and the lamp and the sword. Now Desert is full clearable, but looks like he's gonna commit to that Eastern play, and that is going to work out as well.
Indeed, it is.
Maybe following that early bow, hoping for progression in Eastern Palace. And neither of those items in here were bow locked, but it's worth a shot.
Some nice spin speeds being shown off here. So it'll be interesting to see both runners now have a medallion that's kind of in an out-of-the-way check. So we'll see which one of those ends up being required, or, I mean, it potentially could be both required. As Rayvis is about to receive the bounty that is Mini Moldorm Cave here. Okay.
And dashing out, so it looks like a trip to Ice Rod Cave, and those flippers checks are in Rayvis's future here as well.
I didn't quite catch it on zer0rush's side, but given that it wasn't mentioned by either you or chat, I'm going to assume Lake Hylia wasn't anything of note.
I don't remember seeing it, but I don't. Doesn't look like. I would agree that it is probably nothing, considering I didn't note it. Oh, that was Sankheart over there at Ice Rod Cave.
Oh, nice. You know, Blue Mail, nothing to sneeze at either from Eastern Palace. So all three items.
I didn't even notice
Eastern,
that.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that because Sonic is just blue.
Yeah.
So always love an Eastern Palace when you don't need to go to the vanilla big key chest. Yeah, just 50 rupees on the Lake Hylia Island there.
Rush having a slightly easier time with this room because he has the lamp.
That certainly helps.
So, with glove and lamp, Old Man and Spectacle Rock, or what's inside Spectacle Rock, are in logic. We do have the entirety of Eastern open to us, and with, or not Eastern, Desert, excuse me.
I tell you what, I would go to Desert next.
Yeah.
But I'm really suspicious about Aga 1 at this point, right? We've got a lamp, we've got a sword, we've got the cape. So, you know, we're looking for the hammer or another glove for Dark World access, but I think I would go to Desert at this point, since Desert is full clearable and it's a crystal. But I can see somebody putting that off as just gambling. You know what? There's only 2 items in Desert. I don't really want to go up the mountain without the hook shot or the hammer or the mirror. Just go to Aga 1. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if one of our runners pulled that.
So, Rayvis going to be receiving the Bombos medallion here. So hopefully zer0rush is not going to need that Quake medallion anytime soon. But then again, he could go and check that right now because he is going to be back of escape, and I would assume with the ability to go down to Dark Frost is going to be doing that. So
yeah, Rayvis is saving quitting to Sanctuary and running up. Is this a... That was a bit of a roundabout way. Forgot that he hadn't chucked Bonk Rocks yet, looks like.
Yep.
Maybe going up the mountain here? That seems probable.
Yeah, that was my thought too. Was maybe heading up the mountain, or Rayvis did not check Lumberjack. I believe that was zer0rush that did that.
Yeah, that's true. So Rayvis will probably check Lumberjack here. Yep, and then head up the mountain.
All right. zer0rush, of course, going to that Dark Cross, picking up that Bombos, so back even on the medallion count.
A single rage arrow there from Rayvis.
Yeah. Or Rayvis just wanted to leave the single arrow of destiny a friend.
Well, there you go. That's a nice thought, Wes. I appreciate that. I never really thought about it that way. Maybe it's the lonely arrow of destiny. On Lumberjack was indeed the arrow of destiny, the single arrow.
Yep. All right, so what are we going to get for the old man rescue? 10 arrows on Desert Ledge, so that's the last time we'll be seeing that. Thanks for getting me out of that cave, kid. Here's 20 bucks.
Not bad. Pretty good work. I would help an old man out of a cave for 20 bucks.
Fair. So... How is that the first time I've ever seen that trick that Rayvis just pulled? I pay attention great. There's our hammer.
There's our hammer in desert. So, Aga 1, see ya.
And big key on torch here.
Yeah, and Rayvis is going to be hot on Zero's heels, headed over to Desert Palace. The seed funneling our runners directly to here.
Expected with how the rest of this Desert Palace was laid out. The big key, opening the big chest for a small key.
Now, if you pull the second item out of here, on the right-hand side of desert, I might think pretty hard about just saving and quitting here, right? You've got the fire rod, so that makes the Lambo fight a little bit better, but there's something to be said for maybe like waiting until you have the mirror and the flute and the Titan's bits, and there's that item. zer0rush does not like that idea, and it looks like is going to finish the dungeon. But I'd think about saving and quitting, and just you got both items out of here. Come back and do Landmo when it's a bit of an easier fight. But I could see that. But also super defensible to just, hey, you know what? It's a crystal. I'm here. Let's just finish it. I don't even know if I'm gonna find the flute or the mirror for that matter. Could go either way.
And there's the infinitesimally small chance that Meyer is the third pendant. So being able to do a double may not necessarily come into play.
That's true. I don't know that it's infinitesimally small. It's 1 out of 7.
Fair. Yeah. Math. I'm not good with the numbers, okay? Okay. So, looks like both of our runners having the same idea here. Both of them just going to go ahead and take on Landless right here and right now.
So we had a little bit of divergence here, but the seed funneling our runners into essentially the same place. Things will open up once we're done here with Desert, that hammer, and gives us Dark World access. So we'll see where our runners would like to head into the Dark World here. Ooh, Zero running out of fire rod shots is going to have to do. Wow, that was extremely impressive. I think he landed 4 or 5 arrows in that second Landmo. Bow Landmo is the hardest part of NMG, in my opinion. And zer0rush has practiced that, because that is not easy, what he just did.
Yeah, so I think, I'm going to guess if zer0rush plays Marvel's Avengers, he's really waiting for Hawkeye to come out. that was some impressive archery right there. Meanwhile, Rayvis, luckily not missing a shot, makes up a little bit of time here. Gonna pick up that first crystal as well.
Yeah, we saw Rayvis use the lamp to light the torches in the room pre-Landmo in order to save enough magic to use the fire rod on Landmo. Smart thinking ahead there. zer0rush just 3 bombs outside of Agina. And so we're gonna be headed to the Dark Worlds.
Rayvis. Okay, that's how Rayvis made up a little bit more time. He just went directly to Landmo and hoped Landmo had the second item.
I love that play. Love that.
Yeah.
I love that play. It didn't pay off. Usually I will, I think about doing that even more when the last item could be in the big chest. But absolutely, do things that you have to do before doing things that you might need to do. All right, our last pendant is Pod, and the 5/6 crystals are at TR and Misery Meyer.
Ready. Yeah, argument could have been made for waiting for that flute and that mirror, but hindsight is 2020. Which that phrase takes on a whole new meaning. But moving ever so quickly on,
we'll all be happy when 2020 is in hindsight. I think is all we need to say about that.
Yep, there we go. Good save. Kano Samaria getting back onto the scene before I get myself in any further trouble in Hype Cave.
And Zero taking his hammer, taking his bow here, running up to the pyramid, not pod as I thought he might.
Well, might want to just get these checks out of the way now instead of orphaning them, but because these are kind of awkward walks. But there is a thing we said for item density.
My solution for the pyramid and catfish is to just isolate them every time, and and just never go to them. But that's not ideal. That's not the best strategy, I would say.
All right, quick map check for Rayvis, who is now caught up on the information that zer0rush, and we have. Looks like Rayvis going to be heading up this direction as well. We'll see if he hangs a right. He is not. He is going to be following zer0rush's footsteps here, at least for a moment.
I don't like this. I'm just going to come out and say it. Go do Pendant Pod. It's Pendant Pod. There's a whole meme about it. And
a save and quit from zer0rush. No, buddy. I don't. I personally would have done what Rayvis and zer0rush have done here, but I would do what Rayvis is doing and go to Pendant Pod next instead of saving and quitting from Catfish.
I think that even if Zero was interested in going to Pendant Pod, he would have done that before going up to Catfish. So then you're at Catfish, and at that point you're committed to not going into Pendant Pod, maybe thinking that Rayvis is going to, as Rayvis is. And so thinking, all right, well, if it's in there, it's in there. But, having gone up to Catfish, he sort of made his decision already, and he's going to play with that and head down here and do Magic Bat before diving into the Thieves Town area.
All right, then. Well, we'll see what the Mad Batter has for us today.
At any rate, I think it would have been, if you did want to go do Pendant Pod, I would have, I think it's probably faster to save and quit back to 4 and go back to Pod the other way rather than walking back all the way from Catfish.
Fair call. All right, Magic Bat, not anything of significance, so zer0rush going to head on over to the Dark World now, and we'll see our first look, I'm assuming, at Village of Outcasts in Thieves Town here.
Actually, now that I think about it a little bit more, I really like this play from zer0rush, right? Pod's a pendant, but Thieves Town and Skull Woods are both crystals and are both full clearable.
You're right, yeah, I completely forgot about Skull Woods. Probably just because I'm blocking that particular dungeon out of my memory right now after a practice seat I had the other night, but anyway.
Oh, rough. But there are the Titans, man.
Oh my.
Pendant Pod.
Pendant Pod.
Pendant Pod, everybody.
Whew. That's a fire shield as well. Semi-useful for a few specific instances. Chess game more than paying for itself.
Fire shield, best shield.
No argument here.
It's a low bar, but it does pass it.
Well, there's where our other shield is in Brewery, so very likely that zer0rush is going to have the mirror shield at least.
I imagine Rayvis as well. It's not like they're not going to check Brewery.
Fair, yeah.
Ooh, setting up that stair clip from the right-hand side. I like that.
like that an attempt at a hammer jump that didn't quite go well, or
No, that was get bullied by that mini Helma that didn't go well.
ooh.
Yeah, that stair clip and pod is relatively newly discovered and legal just earlier this year. Oh, there's the mirror in pod 2.
Oh,
Wow,
dear.
pendant pod coming up big.
Oh no. Oh no.
Well, at least for zer0rush, right? Mitts and mirror together lock a ton of stuff, right? So, like, since those are both over here, I would imagine that Zero is going to get funneled back over to Palace of Darkness before too long, you know?
Yeah.
So
it may even come in the form of like a just kind of sweeping back. No. Because
no, I
going
think
down from here would only result in Stumpy.
Yeah. And chat bringing up a scary possibility that Zero could go into pod, find the mitts, and nope out, which would not be the right move, obviously.
Oh no. And also of note, half magic in the big chest of Palace of Darkness.
Always a nice thing to find.
So yeah, pendant pod is in fact the play.
So almost for Zero's hope, you kind of hope almost hope that there's nothing over here in Thieves Town and Skull Woods, right? And that all the rest of the progression is behind pod, so that he gets that means he'll get there faster.
Rayvis immediately gonna take that mirror and that book and read what's on Ether Tablet. Just a bottle.
I think the only way we see that bottle is if we get a sword out of Hera here.
Yeah. Ether Tablet acting as Hyrule's first recycling center today, apparently.
Nothing immediately in Hera. Rayvis wants no part of that.
Does look like Thieves Town has been mostly useless here, with just blind remaining. Alright, so we're going to get our first look at what medallion we need for Turtle Rock.
So we've got Quake and Bombos, which means both of them are Ether, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nope, Bombos here for Turtle Rock.
Okay.
Do you dip into Turtle Rock here? You got the cane, you got the fire rod.
Me personally, in an open, I try to leave Turtle Rock for last, simply because it means I'm up on the mountain.
Sure, that's nice, you know, but I don't know. I'd be sorely tempted. I'd be tempted.
Like, I'd think about it, yes, but I think my ultimate answer would be what Rayvis is doing here, and just kind of go, okay, cool, that's open now. We'll come back to that later.
Well, I think regardless, you don't go in right away, right? You do these mountain checks before going in there, you know. But I could see Rayvis headed in there before leaving the mountain, right? Obviously, you know, the ice rod could be up here, in which case you do it immediately. But
yeah, I think unless you find ice rod here, I personally wouldn't go in. But that's me, and I've been known to make some pretty bonehead decisions. So yet another bottle sitting on Bumper Cave, so we're not gonna see that.
Not gonna see that. There's another sword. That makes that makes the if you do want to dip into TR, that makes it a little bit more palatable. Stags in chat, being a prophet.
Meanwhile, Paradox Cave, not a whole lot going on upstairs.
Zero getting the OK boomerang out of the big chest in Skull Woods. I do not like doing the front of Skull Woods first. When you got the fire rod, it's a crystal. I don't understand why anybody would do the front of it first, even when you pull the correct 2 items out of there. Both items are in the front, but it makes more sense to do it back to front. To my mind, again, do stuff that you have to do before stuff that you might not have to do. There's tempered sword.
Let's see here. Yeah, especially when you're talking the kind of situation we're in, magic and bottle wise, and weapon wise, you want to try and get to Mothula as fresh as possible.
Yeah, that's another good point, right? And fighter sword moth is not easy, so.
Yeah, we're looking at, let's see here, 7 hearts, blue mail, fire shield, and 1 bottle. That's a little on the difficult side. Now I've forgotten what's in that bottle for zer0rush.
I believe a green.
I was about to say.
Was it a green potion or is it a bee? I don't remember.
It might actually be empty now that I think about it, because I remember zer0rush having to use a bee to get through a room. So I'm not sure if he's refilled that or not.
Well, Rayvis is making the TR dip. Correctly going around the long way here because no hook shot.
Which, yeah, that can be muscle memory to the extreme, because it's very, very rare that you come into Turtle Rock without the hook shot. So you'll just automatically go to do the fast way and then be like, wait a minute.
Zero down to 1 heart. Ooh, there it is.
Tough death there. Yeah.
Clearly thought that he had something in that bottle. You saw him menu over to his empty bottle.
Is now in a situation, magic-wise, has to play poke avoidance with the Gibdos here.
That was pretty good, I gotta say. Like that could have been very, very bad. And Zero handled that very nicely.
Get a little bit more magic and come on down for a second try. 5 heart blue mail here. Gonna go for hammer strats here, which, to be fair, does about the same amount of damage as tempered. So it should only take four or so hits, but
it does the same amount of damage.
Yes. With the unfortunate issues of fighting this particular boss in this particular room.
Nicely done, though.
Yeah.
Usually hammers easier to hit Moth with the hammer from above, but zer0rush doesn't care and is going to do it from below every time because he's a pro gamer.
So
I like that Sonic's bunny sprite is Mario. That's good.
So Turtle Rock providing a pretty Go mode friendly experience so far. Unfortunately for Rayvis, he's not in Go mode. Because the big key was fairly early on in the dungeon, so which means we could have stolen the key from lava chest, the room prior to lava chest here. But if we're not in Go mode, we kind of need those items.
The shooter just messing up that quick kill on the pokies. Zero headed into the front of Escape, which I don't think that we've seen the front of Escape yet. So
I don't believe we have. So this could be another turning point here.
If, for instance, the ice rod is down here.
Yeah. All right. a Mimic Cave now from
Rayvis had a little bit of a trouble there in Mimic Cave.
Yeah, sometimes the game just kind of decides, oh yeah, you're not actually grabbing that, so, or you're not actually moving while grabbing that, so.
Yeah, in order for that to work, you need to grab the rail while your D-pad is neutral. You can't be touching your D-pad at all there for that to work. So far, TR, all of the items are backloaded.
Ooh, Rayvis took a hit from the crystal roller there. Gonna have to be mindful of the health situation. There's a few chances at powdering coming up, though, so.
You'll have to be careful in this room. There's a heart container. That helps.
Nothing of note in escape, unfortunately, for zer0rush.
Oh, no, excuse me. There was something of note in there. It was the flute.
Shoot. Where did I miss that at? Good God.
My eyes were squarely on Rayvis, unfortunately. So, but there is the flute.
Transpose something in my brain because I was under the distinct impression that last chest was like a heart container or something.
Oh, and there's the ice rod on Laser Bridge. Wow.
Gracious. Oh no. That's oof. So now both of our runners lacking some critical information here, but I gotta say, I think the information zer0rush is lacking is a bit more critical right now.
I mean, I don't know. When does Rayvis go to the front of escape? When is that ever gonna, that's a, that's a last location possibility for Rayvis. Like, easy.
And zer0rush is going to get funnel-dependent pod here, but again, there's always the possibility that he receives whichever one was first, I believe it was the mitts, and nopes out, and then goes and does, like, mitts checks before coming back for the mirror, whereas Rayvis just has to go to one location now for that ice
that's
rush.
true.
Or
that's
not
true.
Salute, sorry. I apologize. Still has to make a couple of leaps of logic, whereas Rayvis just has to make one. So it does look like zer0rush is in Dark World here. Oh, Stumpy. I was like, where is he going?
Yeah, Stumpy and Dig Game, he saved and quit out of Skull Woods.
I don't believe we saw this. I believe this is the first time we are seeing Dig Game from either runner.
Yeah, that's correct. Rayvis hasn't even been over that area yet. Rayvis is taking his Fire Rod and Titan's Mitts right into Ice Palace. This is a very aggressive play. I like it a lot.
Okay.
Always be clearing crystal dungeons, as they say. All right, Zero is running back from race game. This is going to be the pod play, and so Zero will end up with certainly the Titan's Mitts. Hopefully, for his sake, the mirror as well.
Well, we'll see what's hiding in Ice Palace today. Starting with this room here. Gonna do icebreaker here. I missed it. Did Rayvis flip the switch, or?
I missed it, but if you're going to full clear the dungeon, it doesn't make a ton of difference whether you flip the switch. So Ice Palace does certainly makes some sense here, especially with tempered and half magic and all that stuff. Still, I think a little unusual to come here before ever setting foot in the western side of the Dark World, or some easier dungeons, you know. But Rayvis trying really hard to get that hammer dash, is not going to get it.
Alright, pulled 2 of the 3 items out of ice here. Nothing too useful so far. An 11th heart. But the perils of quick swap there. Tried to freeze that enemy there instead of burning it.
Yeah, so this is interesting. It looks like Zero didn't open up the front door, decided to go do the bow-locked side first. Not entirely sure why. There's another heart container for Rayvis.
Well, I will say this is usually how I do pod, but
I guess without the mirror, this makes sense.
We're about to see the moment of truth here. We're about to see zer0rush get those Titans bits and have a decision on what to do next. There's the Titans.
He's continuing on,
yeah.
which is really good news for Zero, and I like big boots. Of course, we have the mirror in the back here in the dark basement.
Meanwhile, Rayvis to take on Cold Stare. Tempered, Fire Rod, Bombos. This really shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, Rayvis doing the nice little nice job there with the Fire Rod dupe. If you get the Fire Rod to hit the ice around it, like within a short enough window at the same time as a sword beam, then the game thinks that the sword beam is a Fire Rod shot, and it helps melt out the ice there. Very good.
So, Alice down for Rayvis. Mirror acquired for zer0rush. And I would assume he's going to go grab his half magic out of big chest and then nope on out of here, just like Rayvis did earlier.
Rayvis, with the nice NMG game knowledge, perhaps using that whirlpool the other way from the southeast corner of the map up towards Kakariko Village, is going to head in now and do his Skull Woods and Thieves Town checks. So at this point, right, I think Rayvis has a bit of a lead. Right, has IP and TR done, is going to have to do everything in here. At this point, the big difference between the two of them up until, a couple minutes ago was that Rayvis had done a pendant pod dip, which gave him the mitts and the mirror. However, zer0rush pulled the flute from the front of Escape. So these are new checks down here at Misery Mire. Rayvis has not been to the front of Escape yet, and
that was an ether medallion on Quake.
The one, so I was sort of right when I said that up at TR. But what zer0rush really wants to see is perhaps the hook shot in Misery Mire. Right, if the hook shot is in Misery Mire, that is going to be really, really good for Zero, because that means that it might be a little bit longer before Rayvis makes his way over there.
Nothing on checkerboard. Yeah, from the brief glimpse I saw of the Meyer entrance, that looked like Ether to me. Because, I mean, I would assume if it was either of the other medallions, that zer0rush would have at least opened the door.
Since this is speed gaming chat, I am contractually obligated to wonder about what might be on pedestal, which hookshot could still be on the pedestal here, which would require, of course, another dip into Palace of Darkness for both of our runners if that ends up being the case. We'll see if Rayvis checks the pedestal here on his way out of Skull Woods. Has the mirror, has the book.
And Ether Medallion could very well be on pedestal as well.
Absolutely.
Or the always crowd-pleasing Master Shovel. All right, so there's Mothula. I almost said Moldorm down for Rayvis. Going back in to try and find one of the items in Skull Woods. We, of course, know they're both hanging out in the front, but...
Rayvis doesn't know that. If Rayvis knew that, he'd be cheating. And he's almost certainly not doing that, so... Because that would be dumb.
Yes.
This is a video game.
Yes.
So.
A 30-year-old video game at that, but that's a topic for another time.
Get hype! Get hype, it's a pet check! It's mail. So no red mail for our runners today. Ped is dead. Long live Ped.
Okay. zer0rush coming up Dark Death Mountain here. Probably, I would assume we're going to see a TR play here.
I think probably yes. You know, Rayvis did it. Rayvis is in essentially the same situation going up into this area. So, but I could see it going either way. You know, we know that it won't really, excuse me, it won't really hurt Zero if he decides to put off TR because the ice rod is there. Although it would be nice to do it to get it out of the way.
Oh yeah, Zero still needs to do Paradox. I was like, what is Zero doing?
Yeah, it looks like his East West Mountain routing maybe a little bit off, but it's gonna pay off doing that first because he is gonna get that Tempered Sword again, maybe making that that TR play a little bit more appealing.
With the Titans and Mir in hand, we'll probably also see, we might also see Smith's Chain from Rayvis here. Because zer0rush, having done this earlier in the seed before finding all those things, could not do Smith's Chain. So,
and to answer a question in chat, yes, Ice Rod is on Laser Bridge. It is there in Turtle Rock.
Is the thing gonna happen here? I mean, we know these can't really be too much of... Well, no, there's a possibility Ether is here.
Yeah, Ether could be over here.
That's about it as far as stuff we know could be useful. zer0rush again does not know that, so gonna give it the good old college try a few times here.
There it
Got
is.
Kane O'Brien, nice. Or Kane O'Berna, apologies. And now that he's gotten in the rhythm there, that second hover proving to be no problem for zer0rush. Kane O'Berna, the only useful, for varying definitions of useful, thing in hook shot. But it does look like that is going to prompt zer0rush to come over here and give Spike Cave a little look-see.
Yeah, so TR not in zer0rush's immediate future.
Cut Nicholas. And all for 20 bucks.
The things we do.
Yes. Alright, so that's going to be a save and quit for zer0rush, and Flute is out. First, we're going to see what's on Monk Rocks, or not Monk Rocks, King's Tomb here. Kinda surprised zer0rush didn't go to Dark World and loop Graveyard Ledge in with that. Unless I missed it from earlier.
You didn't, but I'm fine. Graveyard Ledge sucks. That's my analysis for the day. Goes to get the potion.
Analysis.
He's making the ice palace play, which makes a lot of sense. You definitely do this before screwing around with Graveyard Ledge.
All right. So while we are seeing both runners kind of retread the other's ground, good time to remind you to give these runners a follow, as they are providing some great entertainment for us today in this league action. This looks to be on script here for that first bit. Blind being a bit of a pain, but down he goes. Rayvis gonna take down Thieves Town here. zer0rush, meanwhile, does flip the switch before doing Icebreaker here. Looking for the bufferless Icebreaker. Nice. Nicely done. All right. But yes, as I was saying, don't forget to follow the runners. Follow the Speed Gaming family of channels for more speed gaming action in general with SG Live right around the corner. And League play continuing both here and on the ALTTPR League series of channels.
Yeah, of course, this is an invitational match here. If this is your first league match of the season, there are two separate leagues this season. The invitational match was just composed of a lot of playoff teams from last year, that sort of thing. 32 teams in that. And then the massive open league, those games are generally restreamed over on the ALTTPR League channels here on Twitch, where Speed Gaming is hosting these invitational matches.
All right, so Rayvis now going to give us some new information here. Going to bring Jeremiah back home real quick.
Yeah, I know that guy. He was a good friend of mine.
Indeed.
Never understood a single word he said, though. Really annoying conversationalist.
At least he helped you drink all of your grape juice, though.
Yeah, but and there's
Ether and hammer pegs. Oh boy.
So now we are a hook shot away from no mode. It's the last thing that we're looking for. I was hoping to drink all that grapefruit, that grape juice myself, though. He comes over and just drinks me out of house and home. Nice, really, really smooth cold stare fight there for Zero with the dash poke strats. That is very tight timing. Very well done there.
All right, so now Rayvis going to take that purple chest here.
Yeah, we'll toss some powder on the magic bat first.
Flute out and heading to 3.
Yeah, this is Smith Chain.
Yeah,
for Zero as well.
Yeah.
So he's going to get that ether and head on into Misery Mire.
Okay.
MA7RS, yes. And it makes me think about children and aquatic life as well. I wish happiness to all of them.
Cave 45 coming up here for Rayvis.
It'd be interesting to see whether Zero continues on and finishes the Smith chain here after turning in the Smith and getting this ether medallion.
Chat brings up a good point. Neither runner has delved too deeply into Hera. Hookshot could definitely be there.
Yeah, I think both items are still at large in Tower of Hera. I understand why they're not wanting to go through there. It's a pendant. They don't have the hook shot, so you can't do hair pot and break the dungeon wide open. Makes a lot of sense that they would only try to dip that. But that is definitely a possibility here. As is Misery Mire. Looks like Zero is going to take the purple chest here.
What is in that purple chest? Also, nice rupee count for Rayvis there.
Yeah, very
nice.
Smooth.
Yes. Just a piece of heart. And Bombo's tablet check. Coming right up. That's a shovel.
That's a rude place for the shovel.
It is.
Zero avoiding the mirror bonk there. That was well done. Because I just came from there, game. You gotta give me the shovel on Bombo's tablet.
Yeah, that's rude. Just rude. Rayvis immediately gonna go check on that.
I don't blame him. You're still looking, if you're Rayvis, you're still looking for flute and hook shot. Just the bug net, no respect. No respect for the swag net.
Wow. We'll see if zer0rush decides to follow up on that particular bit of red herring. Flute activated.
Nope.
Doesn't look like he's going to follow up on it yet.
On into Mire.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Rayvis. Hook shotless swamp, anybody?
On the one hand, I can kind of see it. On the other hand, hookshotless swamp is the kind of phrase that instills fear in any rando runner.
Oh, it stinks. It's bad. But like I could see it. The tough part is if hookshot is in there, right? That is sort of bad for Rayvis. It's going to make him maybe like take a trip back up the mountain before going into escape. That's a possibility, right? For hookshot cave. I don't know that that's a good play necessarily, but it does in there. Flute is in the front of escape, which Rayvis has not checked yet.
Chat, yes, hookshot could be in here. It's one of the filthier plays of rando for hookshot to be in here.
It is true though that there are 4 checks. There are 4 places that it could be, or maybe 5, I guess, if we find the big key early here in Swamp. Whereas only 2 items out of Misery Mire here.
Does not look like we have a Godmire today. I did not see what was on bridge, but he's not going there anyway because we're looking for hookshot no matter what. So all right, zer0rush making his way over to the firelocked side of Misery Mire, at least the firelocked chest of Misery Mire. Bit of
looks like it was
hiccup
nothing
there.
Yeah. But it wasn't a small key. If it were a small key, he would have gone and done the cutscene chest. There's the big key in the arena chest. That one's fun to do too.
Nice.
This is going to be very much Rayvis needs this to work here in this hookshotless swamp here. Needs that hookshot to be over on the left side or in the big chest, really.
Yeah.
Because if it's not, then he just wasted a whole bunch of time in here that Zero will be able to completely bypass and go mode swamp, which is very fast.
zer0rush not finding anything over on the right side of Misery Mire, heading back over here to do the cutscene chest now.
Yeah, still looking for both items out of here. So one of them is going to be in the one of them is going to be here in the cutscene chest. The other is on Vitreous, I do believe.
Yes. All right. Hey, it's time to watch the screen shake for 20 seconds.
Always my favorite part.
Yep. At least in Palace of Darkness, you can actually see something happening.
Yeah, this is the moment of truth. Okay, so there must have been an item in the compass chest because that's the map.
Yep.
So the last item on Vitreous. Just a heart container in that first left side chest in Swamp. Rayvis headed over to the second one.
And, just gets 1.0 for good measure. Ten arrows.
Nope.
Oof.
Swamp comes up empty. That's a big, that's a big aggressive play there. If hookshot's in there, you feel really good about life. But not good for Rayvis, not good for Team Hime there.
He being executed by zer0rush there, looks like. Yep.
Love a good spooky. One of the most satisfying glitches in the game, I think. Because it
Rayvis realizing
feels
he never
very
checked
glitchy.
Agina, which is never a good feeling to have in an hour.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I would imagine Rayvis is going to head to front of escape here next. I don't know that there's a ton left other than that for him.
pretty clean Vitreous right there.
There is the hook
that's
shot.
Oh!
So we are in no mode at this point. Zero is not gonna be able to go mode Swamp Palace there, unfortunately, because he doesn't have the knowledge of that ice rod that is on Mimic Cave. So I imagine that he's going straight to Swamp here. As we see Rayvis in the secret passage, he's going to get that flute from the front of Escape here in a couple minutes. But yeah, this is a flute to 4.
I just wanted to point of order and say Laser Bridge was Ice Rod.
What did I say?
Don't know why it felt like Mimic.
Oh yes, yeah, Laser Bridge. Yes, correct. Yeah, not Mimic Cave.
Yeah, same general idea. I don't know why I felt that needed to be an interrupt correct, but I
apologize.
No,
that's fine. We want to give correct information here. Neither of our runners giving any respect to the Swagnet. But like, I don't know how much else we're thinking about. Does he go and check anything else before going to TR after Swamp Palace? And I think no. I'm not sure there's much else that's out there to check, to be honest. I would absolutely make the play to TR before, say, going to finish off Pendant Pod or check the pedestal, right? Ice Rod is in TR enough, right? It's by far the densest location that you have left. So I think when you're done with Swamp, you head up there and just hope that it's in there, and that's going to work out for him.
Well, and then the thing about Pendant Pod is I believe, were able to complete it fully in Logic when we first went.
Yeah, that's correct.
So I kind of feel like them both noping out after the half magic indicates that I wasn't paying attention to item counts. Indicates that there isn't anything on Helma.
Yes, that's right. So Zero doesn't have that pedestal knowledge, right? Because Zero went to Skullwoods before Pod, and so did not have the mirror in order to easily check the pedestal. There's the flute for Rayvis, the save and quit, going to go toot that flute and let the duck out here right quick, and it's going to head to Misery Mire shortly thereafter, I imagine. But yeah, I would be surprised if Zero goes anywhere other than straight up to TR after this.
Yeah. I mean, not to get too meta or memey, but again, this is the Invitational League. Anybody in this league is going to be somebody who has played a lot of Rando and has seen a lot of seeds just be like, oh, hey, this important thing you need is on Laser Bridge. And in this case, yes, the Ice Rod is on Laser Bridge. So I kind of feel like that's going to be your immediate play.
I would think, yeah. We'll see whether Zero does left side here. One item from Go Mode. I think you skip it.
It looks like he is going to skip it, but
yeah,
when that one item is an item that can be in something like 190 checks in this mode.
Yep. No, that's true.
Going for the left side diver down here.
I don't know why anybody would do the left side one when the right side cane strat is right there. That just looks so much harder. But yeah, this is very much anybody's race here. Rayvis is going to get the... It's really going to come down to Zero's... whether Zero goes straight up to TR. Rayvis is going to have to finish off Swamp as we see the silver arrows there in the back of TR.
Yep.
That is certainly nice. We wonder if Rayvis will pick those up, actually, because Rayvis, once he gets this hook shot, will be in go mode. So,
yeah. And I'm going to be honest with you and say I don't think he...
It was in the waterfall chest. A lot of people open the waterfall chest even when they're in go mode.
Yeah.
They only have one bottle. Maybe, you hope there's another one. Nice hook dash, quick kill there on Argus from Zero. One silver arrow will do it. Down goes Argus.
And are we gonna see the thing on Rayvis' side?
Are we getting a meme? Are we gonna do it? Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Screw you, chat. That's what Rayvis says.
Oh, and good point raised by chat. Big key on Argus means zer0rush feels morally obligated to come back in here and check this big chest.
Yeah, I think with that, there are 3 items here. Like, I can't say I blame him, right? You know, you're only 1 item from go mode, but there are 3 items. If that last item had been on Argus, I probably would not have come back in. Oh, there are 2 items here. So now the other 2 items are definitely over here on left side. You know, it feels bad to have to do it the regular way here and not be able to do diver down over here on the left-hand side, which only works if you go do it the first time through. Because you got to be able to steal that key in order to do it. But, like, there are 2 items left in here. Extremely defensible to do this, to come back in for these.
Yep, absolutely. All right. So, Rayvis winding his way through Misery Mire here as zer0rush. Gonna be cleaning up left side swamp here and not be a fan of what he sees. But then hopefully the recovery is to go straight to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, this is still very much anybody's race, and it's going to depend on how quickly... If Zero goes straight up to TR...
Zero muscle memory diver down just now.
I didn't even realize that.
I was sitting there and I'm watching him set up diver down.
Like, oh, okay, this is normal, right?
Wait a minute. And then he hit it, and I'm like, wait, hold on.
Didn't even occur to me that that's what was going on. I was like, oh yeah, diver down. That's what you do on this screen. All right, this makes sense. Despite having said you can't do that, like 5 seconds ago.
The switch wasn't properly.
Oh right, because he had set up for it.
Good call, Cat.
That makes sense. I didn't even notice that part.
Neither did I.
That's actually that's really good. That's heads up. I haven't seen that before. Like even when you're doing it the vanilla way, going and setting up diver down and doing it that way to be able to save yourself a trip back through the main hub. Sure, why not? That probably saves time.
Well, zer0rush appears to be heading up to Turtle Rock because he is heading over to the right side of Death Mountain via the broken bridge.
Yeah, and this is, like, we know that this is the right play, right? Because Rayvis has already been in there. But it also, I think, happens to be the best play here. So it is going to be close, right? What's faster, a full clear of TR or... You know, I think Rayvis is going to be getting to Ganon's Tower first here.
But I'll put it this way. I think we're going to be running the Ganon's Tower Big Key game off of Rayvis's chest, but I can definitely see room for Zero to... Oops.
Quick swap problems.
Yes. To make up some ground and make this an entertaining race coming into the home stretch here.
Yeah, this is still, it's definitely still anybody's race. But I think I think that you would say that Rayvis is in the lead. He's about to go into go mode. Just needs to go mode the back of swamp. There it is at 1 hour, 17 minutes and 44 seconds or so. Rayvis is the first to enter go mode with that hook shot off of Vitreous.
Indeed. So
yeah, so this could very well come down to GT routing and GT execution.
Rayvis entering go mode at about the 1 hour, 18 minute mark. I go mop up Argus in the back of Swamp here. Another thing that could potentially loom large, if Rayvis just decides to not open any chests on the way back, even though that waterfall chest, yes, I agree, is right there, not that far out of the way. It could be something that Rayvis decides to skip to save that couple of seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. I like both of these runners are obviously plenty comfortable with Silverless Ganon, and really the difference is not that much time, but it definitely is. It is some time that it saves, and is certainly some peace of mind.
zer0rush deciding not to use either the cape or the cane of Berna to run back through that room there.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I gotta say, my favorite thing about Quick Swap being available in the league and now on the ladder and is becoming the standard here in the rando community. My favorite part about it is all of the really marginal item swaps that saved time now with Quick Swap that were not viable before Quick Swap was available, right? In races, one of them is there in that roller room, quick swapping over to the cane or the cave or the cane of burner or the cape to save some time in there. Eastern Palace is another fun one. I've started quick swapping to cane or cape in the GT spike room with the Igors right before the gauntlet starts, because I hate that room, and just keeping it on there and using it to dash right through the cannonball room as well. So that's my favorite thing about Quick Swap being available right now, is all those really, really small and marginal time saves that are now super viable.
And it does look like Rayvis is going to be skipping chests. Didn't open either of the chests in the diver down room there. And is not pushing the stone for the waterfall chest.
No,
so that's going to be something to consider. zer0rush is going to have the silver arrows, which is going to be a time save on phase 4 of the Ganon fight.
But again, not a huge time save, right? If you're comfortable with your silverless fight, right? Which again, both of these runners certainly are at this level of play. Zero is not checking Mimic Cave, which is definitely is checking Mimic Cave, was just doing the big chest first. I actually kind of like that. I might start doing that, right? If you're looking for one item, check the big chest first, because it's a lot faster to do that than Mimic Cave.
Oh, exactly.
I kind of like that, yeah.
Rayvis not able to do one single arrow shot because did not pick up silvers. Instead, uses the ice rod to take down Argus quickly. And that is the 7th crystal. The game is underway here. There are 22 locations in Ganon's Tower where that big key can be. Please enter a number from 1 to 22 in chat now for your chance at points on the leaderboard. The game will close when Rayvis enters Ganon's Tower. But be quick about it.
Imaginary internet points, the most important thing in the world, obviously. Wes, what are you going with?
I put in 16 because a bunch of my regular guesses were already gone by the time I managed to get back over to the chat window.
The nice thing about being the person to type in start is you can immediately jump on it and get the number that you wanted. And so in honor of Rayvis, I have chosen 10.
But then again, considering I usually meme and say 22, if, So, slashing their way through the dark platform maze here in Turtle Rock, about to receive that ice rod in the second chest of Laser Bridge here. Abe gonna be able to use that mirror shield to avoid damage, or
just do the skip anyway. Whatever.
Yeah.
And there it is. This is going to be awfully close here. This is going to come down to, again, routing and execution. The advantage that zer0rush has is the silver arrows. The advantage that Rayvis has is that Rayvis is going to be there first.
Yes.
So we shall see the difference here. This is one of these where, for a good race, you hope that there's a key in Hope Room to present our runners with a choice.
Right. Into Gen's tower goes Rayvis at 1 hour, 23 minutes, 23 seconds. Meanwhile, zer0rush taking down Trinex here. Doesn't quite manage to avoid Butter Sword for Rayvis on the torch here.
Rayvis takes Butter Sword. I like it. Sure, why not? It's right there. Gives it to you.
So that was
Without
item
silver
number
to
one,
make it a little
by
bit
the way.
nicer. Yep. That was number 1. Here's 2 through 5. Number
Oh, hey,
2.
by the way, we should probably do this.
Oh, yeah.
Or I can just fail completely. I don't know how my caps lock key got turned on, but, you know, go off, I guess.
At any rate, it's not 5 or 4 or 3 because Rayvis is still going. Did not check Hope Room. Went straight over to the left side. Is not even Dark Magicianing.
Full left for Rayvis. Meanwhile, Hyler Salt has defeated Trinex, received that 7th crystal, is running over to Gen's tower as we speak.
Oh, really? I did? I wasn't even aware that I was running. Good job, me.
That's good.
I can do that. Man, I'm so good at this game that I can beat Trinex when I'm not even playing.
Yes.
Number 7 is the small key. All right, we got some divergence. We're still going off of Rayvis's chests. There it is in Hope Room. zer0rush takes the lead. The classic big key, small key. The big key, small key combo in Hope Room. That's why it's called Hope Room. Yeah. But Rayvis is doing the kind of adjusted Dark Magician. He is going to be hot on his heels. We have ourselves a race, folks.
Here we go. There it is. What count was that for Rayvis?
So that would have been, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Number 12 is the winner.
Okay. T12, right? Oh, you got it.
I got it. So congratulations to John Boy 81918, the winner of the Gen's Tower Big Key guessing game. With guessing 12, you get 19 points on the leaderboard for this channel. Congrats also to Fox J Con and Raids 138, who also guessed 12 and get 5 bonus points each. Enjoy your points.
And since we are looking at a very, very close gauntlet here, I'm not going to waste breath on the usual joke I make for the Gen's Tower Big Key guessing game, and just instead say that it looks like zer0rush is about to land list 2 here. Couple rooms ahead.
I gotta say, that was a heck of a gauntlet for Zero. Zero was about 2 rooms ahead of Rayvis at the beginning of the tower, and is now an entire gauntlet ahead. I am not entirely sure what happened there because I was dealing with the big key guessing game. Maybe it was the silvers, but that was. Oh, that's what's the silvers, that Rayvis doesn't have the silvers, and so those mimic rooms took a lot of time. So that ends up being the doing. That was an extremely smooth gauntlet climb for Zero. Taking Rayvis a little bit longer. Rayvis cannot afford any slip-ups here. Is going to have to hope for perhaps a fall or a death from Zero at this point.
Through the torch main, the torch puzzle there is zer0rush. Grabs that key he needs. Both our runners looking a little bit low on health here. zer0rush fixes that with the powder. Rayvis gonna have to wait a little bit before he can fix it. Zero just burning through this Ganon's Tower climb.
Yeah, that was a Ganon's Tower masterclass by zer0rush.
All right, we'll see how friendly the AGA2 patterns are. Ooh, Rayvis having a little bit of trouble with that bottom left torch there.
I think that was a triple there by Zero. Can we get a 3-3?
1, 2, nope.
Oh, so close. Need a little luck to get that 3-3.
Rayvis having to do a little ballet real quick, was down to 2 hearts in that room. Not somewhere you want to be down to 2 hearts in. And down goes AGA2 for zer0rush as Rayvis now taking on Moldorm 2.
That was slick and
That was
swag.
inventive.
I like that.
That was an inventive way to get that. Rayvis also opening up the last 4 chests here in search of those silvers, I would assume. Ganon, you've been spending too much time around Kefka lately. Knock it off. Alright. So zer0rush in the Ganon fight here, while Rayvis cleaning up AGA2. And it is going to come down to zer0rush is going to have to make an uncharacteristic, to say the least, given how well the GT climb went, mistake and have a death or fall here on Ganon. As Rayvis with the musical interlude.
I always appreciate that when runners do that. It really means they're paying attention.
And then there's people like me who try to set up so that you get fluted mid-bonk animation.
Hey, you know, memes are different. There was 1, 2, 3, and 4. There it is. Down goes the big pig for zer0rush. Get your GGs in chat. Just has to cross a treacherous bridge. zer0rush taking home 3 points for I Like Big Boots, finishing in first place with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, 53 seconds. GG to zer0rush. We're hopefully going to be able to bring in both Zero and Rayvis for an interview as soon as Rayvis is done.
Rayvis, again, going to have to watch the health situation here. I don't believe Rayvis has anything in that single solid... Well, Rayvis actually has 2 bottles, because there was 1 in the Stealth House room in Ganon's Tower. But nothing in those bottles that is useful. And 3 hearts, even with the Blue Mail, is not a situation you want to be getting close to Ganon with.
No, 1 hug, 1 fire bat will do it.
Torch Glitch hit, which is good for a silverless Ganon. I mean, good in general.
Oh, excuse me, not 1 fire bat, because there's 1 hit from a fire bat. $12 spins for Phase 4 in the silverless Ganon fight. 12 hits, but much easier to do with spins.
Yeah, much easier to time with just spinning, because you have you have a hitbox for the entire time you're spinning, whereas with the poke or the standard slash, you just have it for that animation, if I remember correctly.
And down goes Ganon for Rayvis. Get your GGs in chat for Rayvis. Nice little jump bunks. That's cool. I like that swag.
I was about to say, nice little. I might have to try to steal that, and then
that's pretty good.
Regret it because I'll mess it up and fall.
GGs to Rayvis, finishing in second place with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 56 seconds. 3 points to I Like Big Boots, courtesy of zer0rush. We're going to see if we can't get these 2 runners in for an interview.
Okay. while Tyler Rush is taking care of that. Once again, quick reminder, there is plenty of action still to come in the league on both Speed Gaming and the ALTTPR League tonight and throughout the season here. Don't forget to follow the runners if you haven't already for the amazing show they put on today. And thank you to our tracker as well, 2D Tones. So a very good race here today. With just a few different swings in momentum. A nice little seed to come back to commentary on, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, this was a fun one. If you are if you want more league action tonight, we do have some for you. There's another race going on right now over on Speed Gaming Prime that is just finishing up. That's WJP DTB versus Shack Tools Digging Game. That's over on Speed Gaming Prime. And then over on Speed Gaming 2 later tonight, we have Team Kappa versus Yutang Clan at 9:10 p.m. Eastern. And then at 11:10 p.m. Eastern time, we have Sphere Affinity versus the Tile Roomies there.
Right.
Oh, the bot is having some issues, so we have to get invites in for manually. So give us a second, and we're gonna get Rayvis and Zero in here for us. So chat, if you ever any questions for our runners, throw them in the chat, and we will ask them once we get them in here. What a race, huh?
Yeah, that was some fun times.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of twists and turns. Came down to just 2 minutes in between our runners. Very close. The whole time we were wondering who's ahead. That's the best kind, right? Where you get some nice divergence and nice divergence so that works out for both runners. So it's like, all right, when are we going to find? We're going to make our way. When's runner X going to make their way to location 1, and vice versa, and it ends up coming together for a really comes down to GT routing and execution. You love to see it. Fantastic.
Okay, still having some issues with the invites here. Sorry, folks. We're working on it.
There is actually another match that's going to go on right here on this very channel, also at 11:10 p.m. Eastern time. That's going to be the second game in between WJP DTB and Shack Tools Digging Game happening tonight at 11:10 p.m. Eastern.
All right. And there we go. Finally got that invite situation sorted. So both runners will be joining us here momentarily.
And we are joined by zer0rush and Rayvis. GG to both of you, gentlemen. Great race.
Hi.
Yes,
Good games.
Yeah, great. Congrats, zer0rush.
Thank you. It's a close race.
It was a close race. It was a lot of fun to see you guys made some different decisions throughout the race that led you to find some stuff at different times. And so it was not until the very end that we had a clear idea of who was ahead and who was going to win. Came down to GT routing, unfortunately for Rayvis there. But one question, it seemed like there were two big turning points in this race before GT. One of them was pod, right? And the other was the front of escape. So the question then becomes, right, how tempted first of all, talk through your decision making. Maybe both of you. First, zer0rush for putting off pod. Right when you got into the dark world, I expected you to run over there, and you decided to go into catfish as well. So were you tempted to go into pendant pod at that point?
I mean, I knew it was an option. It's full clearable and in logic with everything we had, but once again, it was a pendant, and we still needed a lot of items. I felt like it was unlikely that pod had the only progression, but it turns out I was completely wrong. I think the only other item in Dark World, there was Red Cane and Hype Cave, which nobody was going to miss, and I forget where Ether was, but that was it. And then
Hammer
everything
pegs,
else was
yeah.
yeah. Everything else was locked. So even that was locked behind pod. Like literally nothing at all in all of Dark World unless you did pod. So that kind of bit me a bit. I ended up having to do Village of Outcasts like 3 times or something, but other than that, I'm happy with my time given how late I found those myths.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I guess a question for both of you about pod. Were either of you tempted to nope out after you found that first item? Rayvis, after you found the Titan Smiths in the vanilla big key chest, and then Zero, you found the mirror first. Were either of you tempted to just get out of there, think, all right, that's my progression, I'm out, or were you dead set on full clearing it no matter what?
I mean, I was certainly full clearing it. I probably was going to skip Homosaur, but that would have been it. But I mean, when I found Mirror, like there's two or three items left, and the left side of pot is right there. Like it didn't really make sense to skip it at that point. It doesn't. I might have saved like 30 seconds.
Yeah, and then Rayvis, were you tempted to ditch the rest of pod after finding those Titan Smiths?
If I have an ice rod, maybe yes, because then only really big items were missing. Like we had Somaria already, we had both rods. Then if I had the ice rod already there, which was not possible, generally if you have that. So I didn't want to leave such a specific item which could cost me the whole race in the back. I actually thought that maybe mids are locking mirror somewhere, but we had no Death Mountain access, so there was only Village of Outcasts, and yeah, I don't know. If you get the flute early, you might skip that mirror because you get hookshot already and you have Death Mountain access. But I don't know. I was quickly on the decision to not nope and just continue at least like zer0rush to clear the chests and maybe skip Helmosaur.
Yeah, and then the flute was the other big turning point there. Both of you got it quite late. Zero, you got it a little bit before Rayvis did. But were you at all, either of you ever tempted to go into the front of escape earlier than you did? Usually it's often something that you see runners do pretty early on, and both of you avoided that like the plague for a long time.
I wasn't trying to avoid it. I had every intention of doing it eventually. I just kept finding some other items that were leading me in other directions. Like I went to desert first because I could clear it and it was a crystal. And then I found Hammer, and then Hammer took me to Dark World, and so I ended up just waiting a bit longer to do it. But it was one of those locations for me that I don't like to leave it the entire game because it's open right from the start. So once you start getting to like the end where you only have like 1 or 2 items, you start getting into a situation where it's like, wow, if I had spent, a minute 40 minutes ago clearing out these 3 items, because I knew that all 3 of them were items too, because we found the map and the key. So I didn't want to put myself in that situation, so I made sure to make time for it before I got too deep into like pendants and one-offs and things like that.
I figured that you had to make a decision early on, either go to the eastern area or into Hyrule Castle, since we knew 5 items with the uncle part are in the front. Or I mean, if you write eastern, you have that glove. Okay, maybe not, but I it sucks that I didn't get the boots early on, that I did Eastern before, but that led me to other good items. So when I went into the Dark World then, from Hype Cave to Pod, I did Pyramid, and I thought, okay, it's really bad that I don't have the mirror right now, because I really would have loved to check Hyrule Castle at that point. And when I found the mirror in Pod, and I figured, okay, if you do Pyramid Ledge early on, there's a high chance you're not going into Hyrule Castle. And the first like 40 minutes, I flew through the seat. Like I found every good item. Like even the Ice Rod early in Turtle Rock was a huge find, because I knew I didn't need to full clear every dungeon generally. Like when I get my hookshot and my flute, I know I can immediately go mod the rest and not having to worry about the Ice Rod. So it's technically just a mountain climb that I'm doing extra when I got to GT. But when I did Thief's Son and the whole Smith sequence, I had a decision to do. It was either going into Swamp without the hookshot for 2 or 4 items, or again the front in Hyrule Castle, which I'm pretty sure thought none of us would have checked early, because it could have been an Aga seed still. And I still went into Swamp because I thought, okay, you did a lot of correct decisions this seed. Trust your guts and go into Swamp. And then was actually Hyrule Castle, and the next bad decision was actually not going to the boss and which I actually wanted at first, and then I turned and went to the big chest and the other to the map chest on the right side, which was unfortunate because that would have put me in go mode a little bit earlier. But okay, those are the decisions. And then GT, okay, it's 1 in 22.
Yeah,
If the Vicky is in render room, I probably have a pretty good chance. But in GT, I already felt like the last couple of decisions in the seed were so bad. My general route was pretty good. I had all the big items and could route everything perfectly fine with the mids and the mirror early on. But yeah, it was not a good feeling going into GT. And when I went up the mountain, saw that big key, even I thought, okay, if zer0rush made maybe a big mess up with the ether medallion, maybe, I don't know, or even with the flute as well, maybe full clearing Hera and stuff, then I might have a chance. But my execution was going down the drain. Like I was just so nervous and not convinced anymore by myself. Compared to the first 40-50 minutes, because I felt pretty good about what I did and I played really, really well. So I don't know, sucks, but that's rando. And there are very few seats where I actually have a chance against zer0rush, to be honest. But this was one I could have won, but again, I did crazy decisions early on in my eyes, and they paid off bigly, but it wasn't enough this time. So yeah.
Yeah, I think both of you played great, I gotta say, and I think that your decision making for both of you, I think, was spot on for the most part. Zero in particular, you had one of the best gauntlet climbs I've ever seen. That was extremely impressive, I have to say. But I think neither of you has anything to be ashamed about. This was a heck of a race.
Yeah, for sure. There's just too many items. There's like one more item than Rayvis wanted in a bad location, I think.
I was actually sure that hookshot or the flute leads me to the other item. I was looking for only one item to then try to find the other one behind it, but I couldn't find anything. But I found ether on the way, so I can't be too mad about that.
I was briefly considering running into Swamp instead of doing Turtle Rock before going to Mire, but then went to Mire, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I mean, then we would have had the double dip as well, and that was costly. Yeah. And I mean, I just got the purple chest away, so there was no better way to get into Swamp than just go there. I'm literally there, so why not just go in there? It's not a massive time loss, but it is a time loss.
Yep.
All right, Wes, do you have any questions for our runners here?
No, you guys fairly covered it, so I'm just kind of sitting back and letting you guys talk it out. Go ahead.
I just want to say GG's and thanks for the reach and stuff. I have another interview to give.
Yeah, we gotta let Rayvis go to do an interview over on the German channel. So GG's to Rayvis for sure.
Yeah, GG's guys, and see you soon. GG's.
And Zero, I suppose I'll ask you, do you know who is running in your second match this weekend? When can we expect that?
Yeah, that's Ganon's Gone Wild is facing off again. Who is he playing? He's playing Hermit on Saturday at 2 p.m.
Saturday, 2 p.m. Ganon's Gone Wild versus Kermit. Game 2 between these two teams here in week 2 of the ALTTPR League Season 3. GG once again to you, zer0rush. Really well done. This will be a fun one to watch back if you want to watch it back and forth the whole time. But thanks very much to zer0rush and Rayvis for the interview and for the great show. Thank you to 2D Tones for hitting the buttons behind the scenes. And for Fear Agent for helping us out with the restream, and Wes, an absolute delight to come with you today.
Thank you much. It was my first time back after a while, as was yours. I think you were saying pre-stream.
Yes.
So
yep.
And this was a doozy of one to come back to comms on. So
it was a nice one to come back to. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Make sure you give our runners a follow there, Rayvis10 and zer0rush. Their links are in the chat. And if you feel like following us too, that'd be great. That'd be fun. Cool. But you don't have to. It's okay. So thanks to everybody. Thank you once again to Wes and to 2D Tones and to Fear Agent, zer0rush, and Rayvis. On behalf of all of those folks, my name is Tyler Salt. Thanks very much, and enjoy the rest of the week 2 action for the rest of the week. And if you're in the United States, vote.
Agreed. Also, don't forget, while you're doing all of that following of the people involved, don't forget to follow the Speed Gaming network of channels, Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6, and the ALTTPR League and 2 through 4 for more league action. But other than that, I'm Westside Vandal. Thank you to Tyler Salt, and do everything he just said as well, especially if you live in the U.S. That voting thing's important.
All right. Good night, everybody.